forecast first on Color 10 News Ozarks First.
And today was a beauty, and this evening has been nice as well. Mostly clear skies, a little bit of high cloudiness spreading across here right now. We saw that sort of sneak in this afternoon. Temperature starting to slide now, 51 degrees. By morning, looks like we're looking at readings in the mid-40s. So yeah, it'll be a jacket weather kind of start to the day, but by lunchtime, we should see readings in the low 60s with afternoon highs tomorrow, topping out at least at 67, maybe 68. With mostly sunny skies, this will be our last mild day with some cooler weather settling in for the back end of this work week. And they'll come with some clouds and even a chance for a few showers. More on that coming up. Color 10 News at 10 starts now.
Now, from Ozarks First, you're watching Color 10 News at 10.
And on our news at 10 now, one of the biggest issues in this midterm election cycle right now is certainly health care. 2018, in fact, is being called by some people the health care election.
Today, the Care Force bus made a stop in Springfield as part of a nationwide tour pushing for the Affordable Care Act to remain in place specifically for those with pre-existing conditions. Our Bria Douglas is here to tell us more about the tour. Bria.
David and Heather, the bus is carrying people with their own personal stories of how the Affordable Care Act saved their life. They're stopping in 23 states to sound the alarm against what they say are the Republicans' constant attacks on health care.
Last April, I walked into a doctor's office with a nagging cough, and I walked out with a stage 4 cancer diagnosis. I'm still here today because the Affordable Care Act saved my life.
It's time to bring this lawsuit back. It's time to stop denying people pre-existing conditions. Folks, call Josh Hawley's office today. Call him and tell him to end the war on health care in Missouri.
When these people head to the polls, health care is likely to be top of mind before casting their vote, which is why Missouri's U.S. Senate candidates are pulling out all the stops.
We've got two perfect little boys. Just ask their mama. Earlier this year, we learned our oldest has a rare chronic disease, a pre-existing condition. We know what that's like. I'm Josh Hawley. I support forcing insurance companies to cover all pre-existing conditions.
At last week's debate, the topic of health care was one that neither candidate agreed on.
No cuts to Medicare. As I said, Josh Hawley is proposing cuts to Medicare by his lawsuit.
No, I just have to respond to that because that's flatly false. Only one person on this stage has voted to cut Medicare spending, and it's Senator McCaskill.
The November election will determine the balance of the House and Senate, which could in turn determine the future of the Affordable Care Act and pre-existing conditions.
All right, Bria Douglas tonight for us. Thank you. Color 10 is your local election headquarters. It is no secret the Missouri Senate race is one of the most watched contests in the country. Republican Attorney General Josh Hawley is challenging Democrat Claire McCaskill. The poll numbers show the two are extremely close.
And Senator McCaskill stopped by our studio recently. We asked her what she's the most proud of about her time in office so far.
I certainly think the progress that we've made for veterans, whether it's upping their mileage reimbursement, something simple, to expanding their higher education benefits, the modern GI Bill, to making sure that those men that had mustard gas experiments performed on them in World War II by our own military got their benefits.
And when asked by us about political ads running during the campaign season, McCaskill said that she wishes politics was more focused on issues instead of drama.
And making news tonight, the fire marshal's office is investigating after a centuries-old home in the Roundtree neighborhood becomes the target of arson. Our Melanie Chapman spoke with the homeowner who says she could have been killed by the attack.
Kelly Sullivan Johnson believes she's lucky to be alive today. She walks through the charred debris of her home with an array of emotions. She gained strength with determination to find who was responsible for setting her beloved home of 20 years on fire and putting her life and a friend's life in jeopardy.
Where are you at the house on the night of the fire?
I was on the living room on the couch. I'd been up and down throughout the night because I couldn't sleep. And I kind of dozed off on the couch, and I heard what sounded like a scuffle or maybe furniture falling on my on my front porch.
This was around midnight last Sunday. She had a friend, Tom, who was upstairs to rest for the night after getting an Uber ride following the Chiefs game. At first, Kelly thought he got up and went outside. She went to the front window to see what was going on. She saw the flames.
I started yelling for Tom and dialing 911 at the same time, and opened the front door of my house, which, because I thought Tom would be out there, which is the wrong thing to do, but I was trying to find him. Then it just whooshed into the house and took over, and it just kind of this heat hit my face and just went up.
Firefighters raced into the house and found Tom upstairs. He was overcome with smoke inhalation. He was rescued in time.
This could have been a fatal fire.
Absolutely. If I had, without any certainty, if I had been in my bedroom asleep when this happened, with Tom being in the guest room at the opposite end of the house and closest to where the fire was, I would have not been able to save him had I awoken.
Springfield Fire Marshal Mark Epps did confirm to me that this fire was intentionally set and that it started here on the front porch. He also tells me they believe Johnson's home was the intended target, and there are 2 persons of interest they want to talk to.
The noise I heard on the front porch had to be the people that set my house on fire.
For now, Johnson is not disclosing her whereabouts and being very cautious of where she is seen. She has set a $2,000 reward for someone to come forward with the right information to bring this suspect or suspects into custody. In Springfield, Melanie Chapman, Ozarks First.
Anyone with information on this case is asked to call authorities. As for Johnson, she says she plans to restore her home and move back into the neighborhood.
And tonight, new at 10 this Monday, Springfield City Council members have now amended a bill that, if approved, would rezone 8 acres of undeveloped land near Lone Pine and Battlefield. And tonight, the council added some more restrictions to what types of businesses we can see there constructed in the area near Sequiota Park. Here's a list of permits that would be available to rezone the area from single-family residential to general retail. A News Leader reporter posted this picture on Twitter tonight. Along with general offices, art galleries, museums, and churches could be built. Catering businesses and daycares would be allowed, plus retail stores that are not bigger than 5,000 square feet. We did learn tonight the area would restrict commercial hotels and gas stations.
And here's just a few more important things discussed at the council meeting tonight. A quiet zone has been designated for railroad crossings at Cherry Street, just west of Ingram Mill. This will remove a requirement to sound the horn for oncoming trains. Plus, City Council joins Governor Mike Parson in fully supporting Proposition D on the November ballot, which would improve roads across the state. And one last thing from tonight's meeting, Council is considering modifying requirements for shelters if Springfield ever declared an economic or housing emergency. This would allow agencies or churches to provide food and lodging to those without a permanent residence. Plus, with consent, shelters would be allowed within 1,000 feet of a school during an emergency. No word yet on why Council is taking up this issue.
Well, Springfield's total crime rate is down 20% compared to this same time last year. Police Chief Paul Williams tweeted out that report tonight. The biggest impact actually came from a reduction in property crime, which includes burglaries and auto thefts, which are down almost 30%. Violent crime is also dropping. Robbery is down 25%. However, aggravated assault is actually up 2%.
And as we put crime in focus tonight at 10, new court records link a former downtown Springfield concert venue to a multi-state marijuana trafficking conspiracy that allegedly laundered millions of dollars through the live music industry. The News Leader reporting tonight, federal agents say a Utah-based couple built and sustained their music business with drug money before coming to Springfield and launching a venue called the Regency, which closed in late 2017. A new business called Complex is now in its place.
Regency owners Gabe and Angela Elstein were indicted by a grand jury in Utah. Allegations of a $5 million music promotion and drug laundering scheme stretch back now more than a decade. The landlord of the complex said the new venue has nothing to do with the Elsteins.
However, Gabe Elstein told the Springfield Business Journal in March that he and his wife own the complex, and state business records link Angela Elstein to the complex in Springfield.
Well, also making news and developing right now. In fact, southbound ramps on Highway 65 to Kearney Street and I-44 will close tonight for some shoulder paving. The southbound ramps on 65 to Kearney Street just closed at 8 p.m. tonight. Eastbound I-44 to southbound 65 will close this evening. That was scheduled for 10 p.m. Both ramps are supposed to reopen tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Well, temperatures, we might be in store for another 70-degree day here in the Ozarks. Jamie, what's it looking like?
Yeah, guys, we got close today, and it looks like we're going to flirt with 70 again tomorrow, at least in parts of the Ozarks. But the warmth will give way to cooler temperatures and clouds and even some shower chances later this week. More on that after the break.
Now, weather with Chief Meteorologist Jamie Warner.
Oh, this was nice to see. Temperatures up near 70 this afternoon here in Springfield. That is the warmest day since October the 9th. Yeah, we've had a pretty extended cool snap here going across the Ozarks. Record high on this date, 84. So you can see we can go a lot higher. And that's what we were dealing with earlier on in the month. Temperatures in the 80s. Of course, that seems like, you know, maybe a season ago, given this long extended cool snap that we've been in. Highs today range from the low 70s to the north to upper 60s to the south. Again, here in Springfield, 69 and just a couple of degrees above normal. We haven't done that since way back on the 9th of October. And really, when you stand back and look at the month, so far, it has really been a tale of two seasons. We had summer going there for the first week and a half. Then we hit the 9th. We hit this brick wall, and all of a sudden, it felt more like either fall or at times even winter. We had that high 1 week ago of 47 degrees. Well, now we're kind of edging back toward a more typical pattern for this time of the year. And while temperatures will not be as warm as they were today, they will still be relatively tolerable, I think, over the next 7 days. We've been ahead of a cold front which will sneak across the area tomorrow. It looks like it will usher in some chillier weather, but that cooler weather is actually lagging the front a bit. So we're actually going to see another mild day on Tuesday with temperatures topping out in the upper 60s to around 70 degrees. And it's going to come with mainly sunny conditions. Yes, there's a bit of high cloudiness, which will be moving through our skies from time to time, but all in all, really a nice day, just like we experienced today. So we're going to get 2 in a row. Temperatures tonight under mostly starry skies, dropping to about 45 degrees. Winds light out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. And then for tomorrow, we're going to find a fair amount of sunshine again from start to finish. Yes, a little bit of high cloudiness mixed in. Winds will be out of the northeast at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. And temperatures will range from, again, the mid to upper 60s to the north to low 70s to the south. So areas that had the cooler readings today are going to have the warmer readings tomorrow across northern Arkansas. And again, 67 in Springfield, that is right on target for this time of the year. And again, with that kind of forecast, that kind of pattern, a 9 on our color radar. Now, looking at the pattern going forward, we are going to find some unsettled weather in the western U.S. making its way east by Thursday. And that's going to be our next opportunity at a little bit of wet weather. I don't think it's going to be a lot of rain, but there's going to be a chance for showers on Thursday. And certainly it will be a cloudier day, and it will come with much cooler temperatures. As temperatures may struggle to get out of the low 50s for highs that day. Then that system will scoot on by off to the east. And we're going to see a trough really getting established across the eastern U.S. And within that trough, within that flow, we're going to have these little pockets of upper level storminess, which are going to be rotating across the Ozarks from time to time. And that's going to keep our pattern a little bit on the unsettled side for Friday, Saturday into Sunday. We're still going to have some sunshine, but there are also going to be some clouds in there and a chance for a few showers at times as well. So looking at our forecast ahead, beautiful on Tuesday, not bad on Wednesday, although cooler with a high of 61. Mostly cloudy, maybe a shower on Thursday with highs in the low to mid 50s. Looks like a partly cloudy day on Friday with highs in the upper 50s and a chance for maybe a shower as we head into the late night hours Friday night into Saturday morning, and then another shot at maybe a few showers again Sunday afternoon. But this weekend will not be a washout, and it looks like there'll be plenty of opportunity to get out there and enjoy really the leaves that are starting to change across all of the Ozarks.
We are starting to see that color come through. What's our Viewers Club number tonight?
Well, that number tonight is 203-402, and our jackpot is $1,300.
It is getting up there, Jamie. Thanks. And still to come here on our News at 10 from our news set tonight, President Trump is in Texas now to support a former political rival. Coming up, the latest from the Senator Ted Cruz rally.
In tonight's political coverage, with 2 weeks to go before a crucial midterm election, President Trump was in Texas today to support his one-time rival, Senator Ted Cruz. CBS's Chris Martinez reports.
President Trump's pre-election day barnstorming tour took him to Houston Monday.
It's true what they say. Everything in Texas is just bigger.
The president's busy campaign schedule underscores Republican fears that they'll lose the House and will have to share power with the Democrats.
The blue wave, that's coming, right? Blue wave. You don't hear about it too much. Let me tell you, you got to get out and vote.
Mr. Trump's Get Out the Vote effort is focused in part on what was a winning issue for him in 2016, immigration.
As the caravan, and look, that is an assault on our country. That's an assault.
The Democrats appear to be taking nothing for granted.
I miss you too.
Former President Obama is among the big names hitting the campaign trail to support the party's candidates.
This November's elections are more important than any I can remember in my lifetime, and that includes when I was on the ballot.
For many Americans, immigration remains a crucial topic. A CBS News poll finds that in key battleground districts, 6 in 10 voters say it's a very important factor in who they'll support on Election Day. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Also passing along some new information now at 10 tonight. Kansas City police are investigating a deadly car crash started by an off-duty police officer. They say the officer caused a crash Sunday that killed a teenager on his way to a Kansas City Chiefs football game. According to authorities, about 4 cars were involved. It started when that officer rear-ended the car the teen was driving. The sudden loss prompted a response from Chiefs head football coach Andy Reid.
In the accident before the game, my heart goes out to that family.
And today, Kansas City police went back to the scene of the crash to get more information and reconstruct the accident. They say the officer was headed to the Chiefs game to work security. They don't know yet if speed may have played a role, but they say he was not impaired.
Well, the Mega Millions jackpot is currently sitting at $1.6 billion with a B. It's the biggest jackpot in U.S. history. Donna Bragg with the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery says ticket sales are skyrocketing.
Friday, after Mega Millions jackpot got jumped up to $1 billion, our sales were averaging $400,000 an hour. You know, the games have changed just here and there to make them a little more exciting or to make them a little more fun. But wow, these jackpots are just insane.
The drawing for the Mega Millions jackpot is at 10 p.m. tomorrow, and if that's not enough, nobody hit the Powerball on Saturday night, so that jackpot will be $620 million on Wednesday.
Well, a Branson legend is back on stage tonight. A year and a half ago, the Shoji Tabuchi Theater was damaged by a fire, and no one has performed there since, but tonight Tabuchi is back on stage with his Christmas show, this time at the Clay Cooper Theater in Branson on the Strip. Cooper tells us even a small fire can do major damage to a structure in a theater, so he was happy to offer a helping hand to a fellow performer. Tabuchi, we are told, will likely perform back in his own theater by March.
When he can break 3 tackles and get in the end zone, I mean, he truly is a special player who I believe doesn't get as much hype as I think he should.
Well, nothing but praise for the Chiefs' Kareem Hunt.
Dean Lucy's coming up in sports with more on the 6-1 Chiefs after this break.